After spending around 1 year in early access, Dorfromantik is finally hitting its 1.0 release on the PC on April 28, 2022. My name is attackslug and this is my review. As always, full disclosure, they sent me a copy. Picture this. You have just come home from a long day at the office, mentally and physically drained, but you still want to get in a little bit of gaming time before bed. Do you really want to get repeatedly stabbed in the face in Elden Ring or spawn camped in Call of Duty? Maybe instead you want to relax as you build a tiny city in a chill puzzle environment of peaceful landscapes. Dorfromantik is a puzzle game about matching 6-sided tiles. In classic mode, you start with 40 of these, and your goal is to match up sides with grass, houses, trees, fields, water, and train tracks on an ever-expanding map. This is at its core a high-score game with online leaderboards, and running out of these tiles means it's game over. But along the way, you will notice that certain tiles contain missions, and that these missions will task you with connecting these resources, and upon completion, put more tiles in your stack. Therefore, it is in your best interest to create giant forests or cities or such. Sometimes you'll see mystery tiles just outside of the buildable area, and moving to uncover these will grant you with special missions. In addition, there will also be flags that require you to close off certain areas of the map instead of expand them, and that also increases your stack of tiles. During this process, at any given time, you will see the next 2 pieces available after your current move. And thus, a little bit of planning ahead can be done, but generally you are still at the mercy of RNG. Sometimes the game just wants to give you a bunch of train pieces and all you can do is put on your overalls and lay that track. Keeping in mind, the more sides of a tile you match, the more points you receive. And one overall goal to have is matching all 6 sides, giving you a perfect bonus. But don't worry if you've placed a tile by accident, because thankfully there is an undo button. Regardless, I do want to emphasize this is not something to get stressed about. Even though you are certainly chasing after a high score, the game is not going to penalize you for putting tiles in places you think look nice. At the same time, there are a number of in-game goals and challenges, unlocking special tiles, new biomes, and a number of Steam achievements. But importantly, these in-game goals and challenges only apply to classic mode. Beyond that, once you have finished a session, you are encouraged to continue your game in creative mode. And this gives you the option to really map things out in the way that you would like without pesky limits and make it as beautiful as you can. But you also have the option to start from scratch in that creative mode. But maybe you aren't in the mood to start another long, drawn-out game and would rather opt for quick mode. This will end the game after placing 75 tiles. So it is more about maximizing your score with the limited resources you are given. And once you've mastered classic and conquered quick mode, hard mode is waiting for you with less quests, more complex tiles, and an overall steeper difficulty. Again, this will not contribute to your quests or goals. It is purely a test of how far you can get up on those leaderboards. Because each of those modes, minus creative, has its own leaderboard. There is also an option for custom games with sliders for all the different map variables. And a monthly mode which challenges all players to the same seed. But this option was not live at the time of writing this review. Dorfromantik is a relaxing little city builder that is constantly giving you new short-term and long-term goals to strive for. But importantly, is not trying to stress you out on your way to get there. It is super simple to pick up, but the more you play, the more you'll notice patterns and realize strategies for maximizing your score. If you are looking for a super chill puzzle game to melt away the evening hours while perhaps listening to your favorite podcast, Dorfromantik fills that need fantastically. This is a game that knows exactly what it wants to be, and the reach does not exceed its grasp. The simple act of rotating and placing tiles is enjoyable, and scoring multiple perfect tiles in one move is incredibly satisfying. This is a game that realizes less can be more, and its minimalist art style and relaxing soundtrack mesh together fantastically for a super chill experience. If you are looking to take a break from the stress of other video games, Dorfromantik might just be what you need to unwind, kick back, and build a little bit. It launches into 1.0 on PC on April 28th for a price of $13.99, and attackslug gives it an 8 out of 10.